Three, two, one, and
Hello, Jowabearnation. I am Jowabear Luis.
and I'm Jowabear Cor.
And welcome back to our third podcast.
Yay!
That's so fast, huh? We already have third episode, but it's manageable with our schedule now, huh?
Yeah, that's right. So it's been 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'm very excited and especially more excited with our topic today.
Yeah.
So for today, what have we discussed? So on our first podcast, we talked about generally, us introducing who Jowabearnation is. And then for the second episode, we talked about how we really met, So for this podcast, we will talk about our first date. Do you still remember our first date, Jowabear Cor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was fun, huh? That was before the pandemic. Yeah, but
Yeah, pre-pandemic days.
yeah, when there's so much things to do outside, and easier to meet. But basically, we want to share our first date story so that, for people who hasn't tried online dating yet, to see how, what to expect, live experience, or people who hasn't dated at all, diba? You can learn from this. And also, hopefully, we want everyone to have a jowa. So I think that will be our mission and vision for our company. Everyone should have a
Good
jowa.
statement. Oh my
But before-
gosh. or maybe just help them reminisce the time of dating or finding jowa and realizing if they found the one or they don't want the one.
Yeah, but that's very long for a mission statement. Everyone should have a jowa. So very straight, diba? Straightforward. If we want to make it smart, we can have a timeline, diba? Have a jowa in 1 month.
So our vision statement is Jowabearnation, have a jowa.
Have a jowa.
Have a jowa.
Yeah, so but before that, please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And let's build a Jowabear community. So we haven't had new followers, but we have...
No, we did.
We did?
So yeah, I checked it, and then so the last time we checked, we were 12 followers. Babe. So after like 3 months, we earned 3 new followers. So we're now 15.
Very good, yes. But I noticed there's more viewers, so there's more viewership. Okay, let's start.
They view our videos, but they don't follow our page.
So please follow if you're viewing.
How will you know if there's a new episode? You gotta follow.
Yes. So yeah, just a recap. So last week we discussed that me and Jowabear Cor actually did meet through online dating through Bumble. So we're not sure since then who installed Bumble and started swiping left and right.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe they have deleted the app because they got tired or
Reinstall.
Too many people working in Krusty Krab.
Yeah, so now we can discuss our first date, right? So I think for me, for my experience, before me and Jowabear Cor actually met, the anticipation of talking for weeks, diba? On the day of us meeting, what I did was I didn't message her a lot. I don't know if you noticed that, but that was a conscious decision. I didn't want to bombard you with questions throughout the day, because normally we would already text each other, right?
Yeah.
From morning until after work.
Mm-hmm.
So me, I tried to distance myself a little bit so that meron akong bala when we actually meet. Yung para hindi ako mauubusan ng things to say. I ipon it.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, before that, for the week before we meet, sometimes when we're chatting, I consciously try to not ask certain questions that I would want to ask on our face-to-face date.
I see.
Di ba? Para by the time na we meet, it's not like, okay, kilala na kaagad kita and then what are we gonna talk about, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So see, I'm quite strategic.
Very strategic dater. Okay. You wanted to make sure that you had questions that you wanted to ask live,
yes,
than asking all of them through chat so that you already know the answer. Right?
Exactly. Hey, how about you? What did you do before our first day on the day?
I just remember that on that day when we met, I think it was a Friday, I had an event with my boss. My boss was speaking at a corporate event. She was a speaker, and
I remember
she brought
that.
me as an apprentice, assistant, just to see how it is, with executives. So I dressed up for 2 occasions, for my event of my boss, and then our date. So I was like, yeah, this is a good way for me to relax the nerves, because of course I'm very like anxious and nervous. So having that event in the morning, afternoon, thereabouts, it was helping me ease the tension, because I was focusing on my boss and things that she wants me to do. I was focusing on what to eat in the hotel, because it was a hotel. So just focusing on the coffee, focusing on the snacks. And then when the event finished, I think my boss gave me an early day off, because we were both like tired from the event and everything. So I had time to like breathe for a bit before I went on to meet you.
And then what did I do? So after work, because it was a work day, right? So we had to work. So after work, I think I planned it so that I don't work out that day. Remember? So that I can go to BGC quite fast, because BGC was traffic at that time, right?
Yeah.
And then when I got there, I remember I was trying to look for you, but I think I saw you already. We met on that big fountain, right?
Yeah.
What do you call that?
It's the big fountain in Uptown. Town Mall.
Yeah. So I think I saw you already, but I didn't want to say hi yet. Parang bumibelo pa ako. So what I was trying to do was pretend that I was taking picture of the fountain while I was observing you.
Okay. Oh, okay. I mean, I just stood by the fountain, like pretending to be texting, not looking around, because I don't want to be like a lost puppy, like looking around for. So I was just like, texting, and then I think you approached me like, hey. Medyo, I remember being startled. And then I remember you were wearing like all black, like black cap, black long sleeves, black pants, and maybe like a backpack. No, not a backpack. Your laptop bag.
Yeah.
And all black. And then in my head, I was like, I didn't know I was meeting a dance instructor.
So I was wearing my favorite, what's that? Yoga pants. This was
wearing yoga pants.
Yeah, so this was the day when I was still skinny, right? Back in the day. And then I knew we were gonna walk. Remember, because we planned to walk around BGC, right? Because I said, the only place I know is BGC, but I still I'm not familiar with the place still, I just know BGC in general. So since I know we're gonna walk, I said, I need to be comfortable. So I basically dressed up with my gym attire.
I thought you were like a dance instructor, because everything was black, and then you were like, oh, hey, hello. Okay.
And then you're dressed up. I think I said this on our first date. I think, oh, nice, you dressed up as a librarian.
Yeah, you said I dressed up as a librarian, like because I was wearing like turtleneck,
Yeah.
and long sleeves, and then my skirt was
Your native Filipino accessories as
my
well.
accessories, and then my skirt was like a full-on skirt. So yeah, I was librarian couture that day.
Yeah. And I didn't want to tell you, so we started walking, right? So we met, and then we started walking, and it was so hot. For me it was so hot because I get hot really easily. But you walk a lot, so for you it's okay. But I was already losing breath at that time. Diba?
Yeah, that was probably like 2 to 3 kilometer walk from where we met to the restaurant row. I enjoy walking, so for me it was normal.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know you were already overwhelmed by the situation.
Yeah, I said, I skipped gym, but we ended up walking and working out.
Yeah, I remember that. And then we were walking in the restaurant row, and then since we were busy asking questions, we really didn't think about where to eat. Like, I mean, I was supposed to be like the tour guide because I work in the place and I know where the good restaurants are, but I guess we were just really caught up with the conversation. So
That's right.
Yeah, I was supposed to bring you to a place that's really known for its like yummy food, but since it slipped my mind, we ended up, where we ended up, that's where we ate. But I know that place is not really known for its food, but then that's where we ended up in.
Yeah. I think, now I remember how I asked you out to meet up on our first date. Because I was telling you that I just got back from Australia, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know much places. And you're the one who said that, I know a lot of places, blah, blah, blah. So that's how I turned that conversation into, you should show me around. And then that's how we ended up going to BGC, because I said, I want to see more of BGC. Right?
Yeah, that's right. So we ended up in this restaurant. It was okay, not a lot of people, because we said we wanted to have, a place where we can hear each other.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's very important. Very important.
Where we can hear each other and not a lot of people, because when there's a lot of people there, it tends to be so many distractions, right? So we went to this place, we ordered food, and then we shared our stories. I remember in our first date, you mentioned to me your life story. Like, you were very open about where you were before, all your travels. And I was just listening, and I was amazed at how you trusted me with all those stories. Because some people, when they meet, sometimes they're very guarded. They don't tell a lot of personal stories.
That's right.
But I remembered you really mentioned, your life story, basically.
Well, I think if I didn't do that, we didn't have much to talk about, because besides my travels or my experiences, I think this comes in general. The only thing we would talk about is work, and that would be very, very boring. Yeah, so I think one of my strategy as well is not to find a restaurant.
Okay.
You're starting to learn my strategies. So I didn't pick a restaurant because I wanted us to explore around since we're walking, right? And it's easier if it's like that, because while you're trying to choose for a restaurant, you have the chance to converse, right?
Yep.
Which what we were doing. So we see a restaurant, this is nice, blah, blah, blah. And then we move to another one until such time we find the restaurant that we want. Speaking of restaurants, what's the first one that we sat down in?
I remember the name, but will we tell the world? Will they sponsor us? No, just kidding. Will they send us garlic sticks, garlic bread?
If they find out we're talking about them. Which one was that again?
It was torch.
Torch. Okay. What did we eat? I totally forgot already.
We ate sushi and pizza.
Yes, now I remember. That's right. So we wanted to have a normal dinner first, right? So we can talk. And you wanted some sushi, and then I didn't know what I want, so I ended up getting pizza.
Yeah.
That was heavy.
It was heavy and a little. It's a weird combination because there's pizza and sushi. It's very confusing.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, it's good. It's just, I guess I was not used to it. Like, if you wanted Japanese, right? You go all out Japanese.
Yeah.
Or Italian. But we were in a fusion taste.
So we compromised. We compromised, and pizza and sushi.
Pizza and sushi for first date.
That's very good still.
So there's two strategies already that we shared. The first strategy is not to ask a lot of questions.
Yes.
They can ask it live. And the second one is not to pick a restaurant. So that's part of the conversation as well. So is this the third tip? Because after our dinner, we went to a bar. Like, we went to have beer and drinks.
Yeah. See, that's getting into the party now, the drinking part. Because you're trying to introduce alcohol now.
So that's the third tip.
Yeah, that's the third tip.
Strategy
is to loosen up, because we were still a little bit stiff when we're eating dinner, diba? Kasi all formally, and trying to gauge each other. And then once I know where we drank. I remember it's in Rothside, right?
Yeah. Rothside.
I can remember alcohol, but I can't remember a lot of things.
I can't remember food.
So yeah, we started drinking, and then started getting tipsy, right? Because drinking. So
hindi naman, grabe.
Yeah, but we start talking about more fun stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because we were already talking about drinking stories, diba? So I think that was pretty cool. So always this is the next tip: mix alcohol in the date.
Because for the conversation.
For the conversation,
you guys, just so that you talk about a little bit more on the personal side of stories, experiences, and really get that flow going, and all the formalities aside.
So I think we stayed there for quite a while. I think we drank about a couple of glasses of beers, right? And then after that, we wanted to do more things, so we moved somewhere.
Yeah, we transferred to a third and final one because a lot of the places were closing already. But we found a bar that's still open. And Choco wants to join our conversation.
Choco wants to say hello.
There's a phone-in bark from Choco.
So this is Choco listening to our date story.
Okay.
I've been trying to ignore him earlier.
No, I think it's okay for him to join the date situation stories. And maybe in the third podcast, or on the fourth podcast, we talk about Choco. Maybe that's what he wants.
But yeah, going back on our third restaurant, I think I drank too much already. I was already very red. I remember going to the restroom, and then when I look at myself, I'm like, I'm brown, right? But I can see I'm red. So I'm brown red.
That was the third one, and then we decided to call it a day.
No, not yet. We walked some more.
Oh yeah, we walked. And then called it a night.
No. Do you remember? We were dancing in the we were dancing in the middle, not the middle of the street, but on the sidewalk, waiting for our Uber.
They don't need to know. No, you were
No.
dancing with no music.
No, yeah, that was fun. So that will get into the cut. So yeah, see, another tip. Do something unique on your first date. Just like dancing on the sidewalk. Diba?
I want to air this episode.
This is how we're gonna get viewers,
No.
Yeah, and then that's when we called it a night, was it? It was a fun night. I think we finished past midnight na, right?
Yeah, around that time.
Yeah. So yeah, another tip: don't drive, so you can drink.
Yeah, there's pre-pandemic it was the height of Grab and Uber, so there was a lot of rides to get people by. So
yeah. All right. So do we have more tips for our viewers?
Other tips and other
For you.
strategies.
For you, kasi I shared a lot of tips and strategies, diba?
Maybe I guess genuine interest for me. It's not a strategy, but me, I come into these things with genuine interest to get to know people. Regardless of who they are or what the intention is. Me, I just really want to hear people's stories, because for me, that's I get to know the person through the things that they did before, their motivations, and what they want to do with life. So genuine interest in listening, and at the same time also sharing yours, because it's a conversation, it's a dialogue. It's not just you listening to one person and one person talking all the time. So make sure that it's a healthy conversation banter wherein two people really listen and share at the same time.
Yeah. So I think be a good listener, what she was saying.
Yep, that's it. That's the synopsis.
Be a good listener, and then be a good storyteller as well. Para
Listener and summarize.
I think my last tip, I think I've shared a lot of tips.
Too many tips already.
Is to find opportunities for dates to not be a generic date, like just, hey, let's meet, let's watch a movie, and then after the movie you eat and you go home, diba? Do something different, like ngayon pandemic, you can shop together, diba? Pwede kayong mag-date while buying face mask, diba? Or tomato.
Akala ko like you can both add to cart together.
Together.
Okay, this is in my shopping cart.
Yeah.
What's in yours?
Or maybe a Lazada date, diba?
Oh.
You order together and then pin it in the same location somewhere to pick it up.
Ooh. Or order the same thing, das paunahan kung kailan dumadating ang delivery.
Mag-exchange gift kayo, di ba?
I think we're giving Lazada good ideas right here. Maybe, just kidding. Maybe one of our 15 followers can relate.
Yeah, that's right. So, what else? Hopefully, we were able to, give you some insights on what happens on the first date after meeting, online, diba? I'm actually interested to know how other people had their first date, meeting in Bumble or Tinder,
Or wherever they met, like we just want you guys to also share with us your stories, because sometimes it's good to reminisce. There are some memories that you don't want to remember at all, but there are those that are fun to go back to and share to people, because it's very human. Those feelings, those details, I think, are, what makes life really fun.
Especially now, since we've been in pandemic for a long time, it's nice to remember the old ways of the things that we do, old ways of dating, old ways of just going out in general, diba? So you really realize how fun and important those days were,
Yeah, it's good to reminisce, but we're also parang open to the new world that's ahead of us. Like, hopefully in our next Jowabear podcasts. So for 3 episodes, we were reminiscing. Now, maybe we now look into the future and talk about, fun and new things, ideas to do.
To date while it's still pandemic.
Yeah, or ideas for jowas. You'll never know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we should prepare something, so we can share it to them. New ideas.
Yeah, so Jowabear Luis, how do they find out more stories about the Jowabears?
So again, to find out more stories, to watch our podcast videos, please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and message us. We comment on our videos. We want to hear what you think of our episodes, so we can further improve, and we can share to you our experience more.
That's right. Keep those comments and likes going.
Oh yeah, it's flooding right now.
We are flooded with 3 with 3 likes, so yeah, we want more.
All right, so Jowabearnation, thank you for joining us again for our 3rd podcast, and we look forward to joining you us again next week.
This has been Jowabear Cor.
Jowabear Luis.
See you again, guys, next time. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye.